There we go. I don't know where the recordings in the cloud actually go, but hopefully one day these will be on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, good news, I figured out where the recording is. This is lesson 6 of Hebrew for beginners.
On YouTube, you have only 2 classes. The first 2.
We will work on getting those updated. Are you going back on YouTube to catch up? That's good.
Right. And only
I've been a little bit behind. I'm not so good with all of those things. But also I've been more distracted than lately. Or I've been more distracted lately than usual.
It's okay. You have all your time. Don't worry. Right.
So we are, believe it or not, in lesson 6 already. As with every lesson, we start with a review. We'll go through the letters in alphabetical order. Starting with Aleph, which is silent. Bet sounds like B, like a ball in a box. There's the ball in the box right there. You see the ball? Bet has a partner letter or an alternate twin, which is vet. Bet has the ball in the box. Vet has a void. In the middle of the vet, there is a void. There's no ball, there's just a void. The Gimel has a gap at the bottom. Gimel has a gap at the bottom. The letter that looks like an open door is a Daled. Daled looks like a door, an open door. It's a door that's open on one side. These are all review. Hay has half a leg, or you could say hay has a hole. There's a hole that goes all the way through the hay, from top to bottom, a hole in the hay. Vav is very vertical, straight up and down, very straight. That's the Vav. The Zayin has a zigzag. Zayin has a zigzag. Chet looks like a chuppah. Tet has a tear in the top. Yud, I don't have a good mnemonic. The best mnemonic that I found for Yud, I didn't come up with any of these, by the way. You'll hear these are like, I don't know who invented these, but they're mostly like standards. Like I grew up with the same mnemonics, you know, some number of years ago. Yud, the best mnemonic I heard is like a little yippy dog saying yip, 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 yip. Because it's the smallest letter. Kaf has a curve. And Kaf has a sibling letter as Well, Kaf and Chaf. You can tell the difference between Kaf and Chaf because Kaf has a cough drop. Chaf is just clearing your throat. Chaf needs the cough drop. It's saying, it needs a cough drop. Kaf does not have a cough drop. Sorry. Chaf does not have a cough drop. Kaf has a cough drop. Lamed lifts up into the air. And it's also the letter of love. Lamed is the Hebrew word for lev, which means heart. Mem is a mountain climber. You can always tell mem because you'll see the mountain and the mountain climber. Notice the mountain, and there's that mountain climber climbing up the mem. My mom's over here next to me. She's learning along with you.
I can sing it.
You can sing it?
The alphabet song.
Oh, you know the alphabet song? Okay, well, before the end of the session, we'll bring my mom. I'll stop the recording. We'll bring my mom on so she can sing the alphabet song. Nun is a number like a phone number. If you remember what phones used to look like, now it's just your kids are going to ask you, why does the icon on the phone look like that? It also is like somebody nodding, like they're praying, nodding in prayer. That's a nun. Nun just has a little nod, a little forward nod. It's not bent over, it's just a little nod. Samech is a circle. Goes all the way around like a big circle. Samech is a circle, and it's round like the sun. Samech is like the sun or a circle. Ayin is silent, like talking with your eyes. You ever see your significant other across the room and you're like, silent, ayin, like talking with your eyes. You can see the two eyes of the ayin right there. Shin sounds like shalom. And you can remember a shin has a dot on the right-hand side because she is always right. Shin, she. Tav, as in Torah, Tav has a toe. There's the toe on that Tav. It's the only letter with a toe. Now let's have a look at some of the Hebrew vowels. There's kamatz and patach. Remember, we're reading from right to left because Hebrew is always read from right to left. Kamatz, which looks like a little umbrella. It starts raining. You say, ah, it's raining, ah. Grab your umbrella. Or patach is a candy bar. You get a candy bar, you say, ah, a piece of candy. Ah. E is chirik. It's like a button underneath the letter that says beep, beep. Tzerei is like snake eyes, like a snake. Just two dots next to each other. Remember this one? Segol, like eggs in a nest. Eggs in a nest. Cholam always shows up over the letter, over the top. Very similar to sharuk, which is through. It's a dot in the middle, always a vav. Notice that the cholam can be with or without the vav. It doesn't need the vav. It can be on its own. Not true for the sharuk. Sharuk needs the vav. If there's no vav, there's no sharuk. It's just a dot. There are lots of times you have a dot in the middle of a letter, but if you have a dot in the middle of a vav, 99% of the time that's a sharuk. One exception is in the word mitzvah. There's a vav with a dot in the middle of mitzvah. or you still pronounce it like a vav. Don't worry about that. We'll cover that one day. That'll be in Hebrew for not beginners. Shiru, ooh, through. Now let's combine some of these letters and vowels together. Excuse me. Starting from the right-hand side, we have b, e, be. Sh, ah, sha, k, e, ki. Some letters look very similar, like chet and tav. You can remember the difference because tav has a toe. I can see you guys saying it along with me. Tav has a toe.
Yeah.
That's great. Chet and hey. You can tell the difference because hey has half a leg. Or you can say hey has a hole. Zayin and vav, you can remember the difference because vav is very straight and zayin has a zigzag. Vav is very straight, zayin has a zigzag. Bet and kaf, bet has a base and kaf is curved. So if you're looking at the letter and you're not sure, is it curved? It's a kaf. Does it have a flat base all the way across the bottom? The base on the bottom, that's a bet. These also go with their sister letters, vet and chaf. You use the same rule. Kaf has a curve and bet has a base. Gimel and nun. These are important letters. They both show up on the dreidel. Very important if you're still playing dreidel. I know Hanukkah's over. It doesn't have to be Hanukkah to play dreidel. You can play it any time of the year. It's allowed. But you don't want to get these mixed up if you're playing dreidel. You want to remember that Gimel has a gap. Gimel has a gap. Vav and Yud. Remember, Vav is very straight. Yud is just a little yippy dog. We also have letters that sound alike. You're not going to get these mixed up. They're sound alike letters. If you're listening to it, you might not know if it's an ayin or an aleph. These are both silent letters. You might not know in a word like mitzvah, usually when you hear a v, usually it's a vet, not always. But in a word like mitzvah, it's a vav. You've heard the word mitzvah before?
Yeah.
We have tav and tet. We have chaf and chet. Work on that ch, ch, ch. If you master the ch, that's like you're halfway there. Now we've got some new letters. Any questions on anything that we've gone over before? Any questions so far? This is all review. This is easy. So now we've got some new letters we're about to learn, starting with pei. Pei as in Pesach or Passover. Pesach is the Hebrew word for Passover. Pei as in peach pit. Do you see the peach pits? You see the peach and you see the pit? There's your peach pit. You'll remember it's a pei. It's got its sister letter, its sibling letter, its identical twin or nearly identical twin. Fei looks like a face without a pimple. say the pay has a pimple. I always thought, I always learned pay, you spit out the pit. The pay has a pit. Fei looks like a face. Maybe it's a bit of a stretch. Fei looks like a face without a pimple. You don't want a pimple on your face. Sadi, this is almost like the chet and the chaf. It's almost a sound that we don't have in English. Sometimes my young students have trouble with this. They say, we don't have that sound in English. I say, sure we do. You never had a pizza? That's a tsadi. Tsadi. Merita, I can see behind you there's one cat. What if you had more than one? Cats.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
The last sound in the word cats is a tsadi. Cats. So this is a sound we make all the time, whether we're saying pizza or cats, we say tsadi. And you can remember tsadi has its pizza slice. This will be important because it looks a little bit like an ayin, which we've already learned, but the ayin does not have this wedge shape, this pizza shape. So if you see a pizza slice, if you can fit a slice of pizza into the letter, like the tsadi, then you know it's a tsadi. There's the tsadi, there's the pizza. An ayin cannot hold a pizza slice. That's how you know it's just an ayin. You want to talk to him? Kuf. Like a king or a key. What's something that a king would hold? Think of I always think of the story of Esther, the king holding the scepter, the crown and the scepter. Kuf, like a king holding the scepter. Or you can say a kuf, on the other hand, you could say a kuf looks like a key. That's almost all of the letters. Kuf is the last letter of the alphabet, but we have some other exceptional things that we're gonna look at next week. Are we meeting next week? I should ask, what is everybody's schedule? Next Thursday is the 23rd. I'm getting the thumbs up. Good. So we will continue to meet next week. Next week, we're going to learn some other letters that we might have missed along the way. But the kuf is the last letter of the alphabet. No, we have a couple more. The tav is the last letter, but we already learned the tav. All right, now, thanks, Mom. Now, let's practice. We're gonna go in clockwise order, at least the way that you show up on my screen, starting with Mirta, line 1.
Okay. The first phrase, I cannot see it. I start with Pete.
Good. I see a candy bar. Ah, candy bar underneath the pay. This one came out a little bit blurry. I think there
No, I have.
are a couple exercises that are. I'm figuring out the techniques for making it not blurry, but
No,
little by little.
the pictures of us is covering one side of the screen.
Okay, you'll have to move the pictures by clicking on it.
But how we do that? You're just the right person. I don't know. Okay.
On the right hand side where it says view, it allows you to.
It says leave, reaction, record.
No, on the right hand corner, top right. I think it says view and it shows you like how you want to see the image, the pictures. At least that's the way it looks like on mine. I'm not sure if it looks the same on yours.
Okay. I found it. Thank you.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Yay! Good job, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
Okay, the first letter in line 1.
Line 1.
Pat. Pete. Pony.
Good.
Pot.
Good.
Pate. Pate.
Good. Pate.
Pate.
With or without a yud, it sounds the same.
Pete.
And Pete. Excellent. Jackie, line 2.
Wait, before we get to that one, could you explain to me, I'm sorry, the third one from line 1? So it's a P and that's an O, right? After the P?
Yes.
And then that's an N?
That's a nun.
And then
there's no N on this slide.
Okay, so
there
that's
is a nun.
Noon. Okay, with an E in the
in
bottom.
We don't accept any English letters here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, sorry. It's because I actually like stepped out for a second when you explained that one. So that's just the letter O. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure. Okay,
so with or without the vav, it makes the same sound. It's an O whether the vav is there or not.
Oh, okay.
So in English, we have A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. It's the same in Hebrew, except it's sometimes vav.
Okay.
Vav can be a vowel or a consonant, but never both.
Okay. So I'm doing line 2, right?
You're on line 2. Yep.
Okay, so it's Hifa.
Good.
Hifo.
Good.
And that is Tifa.
Good.
Fo.
Good.
Okay.
A hey, when it's on the end of a word with no vowel of its own, is usually silent.
Okay.
Let me think if there's an exception.
Okay, and then
on the end of there's not an exception. A hey on the end of a word, if it doesn't have its own vowel, is silent.
Okay, silent. Okay.
So
and
with or without the hey is the same.
Okay, and then Chifo.
Good. Chifo.
Chifo. Okay.
Excellent. Chris, line 3.
Sade.
Good.
Etzot.
Good.
Matzot.
Good. That's more than one matzah.
Matzot.
Good.
Eitzot.
Good.
And Sadiq.
Excellent.
Sadiq.
Sadiq is a righteous person.
Is that Victor's name?
What's that?
Is that Victor's name?
Tzadok is related, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Victor's Hebrew name, I believe, is Tzadok. Yeah. All right, Ingrid, line, did we skip line 4? Line 4.
Line 4 is kippah.
Good. Now let me pause you for a second there. You made a mistake, but it's a good mistake.
Oh.
Let me explain exactly what happened. In English, we have here, I can never think of an example. I just grabbed a random thing that was next to me. This is the history of the McAllen Jewish community. In English, we might say words like congregation, or instrumental. That's a good word, right? Instrumental. Or we might say organized. Everybody knows what organized means? You probably didn't notice that I mispronounced all 3 of those words. I said congregation instead of congregation.
Okay.
I said instrumental instead of instrumental. What was the other one that I said? I already lost it.
Organization.
Organized. Organized instead of organized.
Organized. Am I missing the yud?
In English, we eat our vowels. In fact, it sounds strange if I say organized. That sounds strange. It sounds worse than organized, even though it should be organized, right? We say organ, we just eat the vowel. It goes away. We eat it up. Organized. When you get more comfortable with Hebrew, because you're used to doing that in English, you will start to do that in Hebrew. So Ingrid, what you said was kippah, which is a shortening of that first vowel, which is, again, something that we naturally do without even thinking about it in English, but we can't do it in Hebrew. In Hebrew, you cannot eat your vowels. You have to say kippah.
Is it the accent that the emphasis?
The E at the beginning of the word was a little bit shortened.
Oh, I see. I have problems with my
in your
E.
mind. It's not a problem. It's actually a good sign because it means you're getting more comfortable with the Hebrew. So in your mind, you thought E, but you just reflexively shortened it. Instead of saying kippah, you said kippah.
Yeah.
It's a reflexive thing that you do.
Pronounce it again. I'm sorry. Pronounce it again for me.
Kippah.
Kippah.
Excellent.
So the next one is kefa.
Good.
Kippah.
Good.
Is it right?
That was perfect.
And kepo.
Excellent. I know it's a little bit blurry, but that didn't slow you down at all.
I'm looking at our book, at the
even better. Much easier in the book.
All right. So the next one is kipo again. Kipo.
Good. Don't let those look-alike letters or sound-alike letters mix you up. All right. Mirta, we're on line 5.
Okay, we pronounce the O, omate.
Good.
Omel.
One more time? I didn't hear you.
It's okay. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Ohel.
Good. Ochel.
Oh, oh, hal. Oh,
Good. Good. Ochal.
oh, hal. Obeyed. Obeyed.
Close. That second letter has a void in the middle.
Okay. Is a B, but it's a B, a boy. Oh boy. Avoid. Avoid. Oh.
The vowel was right. It's still an A, but what's that second letter? It's not a B. It's a
B, yeah. B, or bed.
Oved. Good.
Obeyed. Obeyed. Oh, hell.
Excellent. And Jackie, you've got line 6.
Okay, so the first letter on line 6 looks like the kuf.
Yes, it looks like a
But
key.
is there a vowel there at all?
There is. It has a candy bar underneath it. And again, I know this one came out more blurry.
Is it an A?
It's an ah. Straight
Oh,
line
okay.
across is an ah. Yep.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. So that's going to be Kabel.
Good. Kabel.
Okay. Then we have Kabes.
Excellent. Keep going.
Then we have Kalach.
Good.
Then we have Hashek.
Excellent. Kashek.
And then we have oh, that's is that a tet?
It is. It has a tear.
Okay. Okay. So that's gonna be Katev.
Yes, it is.
And then we have is that a cough?
It is a cough.
Okay, yes, I'm just sorry, I'm just getting confused. So that's gonna be Katev.
Excellent. Same sound, all different letters. Katev, right? You got it twice at the end, totally different letters. All right, Chris, you've got line 7.
Okay. Ekol,
Good.
Chekal, Yekol,
Excellent.
Nekal,
Good.
Kal, Nekol.
Excellent. And line 8. I feel like this is getting less legible, but we can still make it out, right? Line 8, Ingrid.
Line 8. That is pedal. No. So that's silent. It's edal.
Excellent. Good catch.
Tidal.
Good.
So I forget if I have to pronounce the yud. Yidal? No, yidol.
Yidol. Good.
Yidol.
Yes. Yud. Here's a good rule. It's you have to think it through a little bit. So it will slow you down, but it will never let you down. If a letter has a vowel, it has to be a consonant. A vowel cannot have another vowel. So this yud has a vowel. That means it has to be a consonant. It's its own sound. That's why it's ye, not just e, but ye. In the next word, you'll see just the opposite. You'll see a yud with no vowel of its own. That means it has to be part of the vowel. If the yud does not have a vowel of its own, then it is a vowel.
If we go back to that one I just pronounced, the dalet has a dot, a dagesh in the middle.
Yes.
That threw me off, but I just ignore that for now.
You can ignore, unless you become a professional Hebrew grammarian, you can ignore that forever.
Okay.
The dagesh, the dot that shows up in the middle of,
Right.
of the letter. Some letters, if it's in a bet or a kaf or a pay, I think I'm missing one, it changes the sound of the letter.
Okay.
Good. No, that's it.
All right, I'll ignore it.
In those, it changes the sound. Otherwise, you just pretend like it's not there. It does not affect the way you pronounce the word.
Okay.
Unless you're a grammarian.
Which I'm not. So I'll go on. Here is a Tidal.
Good.
Nidal.
Excellent.
Nodel.
Very good. All right, Mirta,
Okay.
line 9.
Okay. Give.
Kiev, good.
Ko.
Excellent.
Give. No, give. Yeah, it's give, like with a good to loud sound, right?
No, I see a cough drop. It's definitely key.
Yeah.
There's something strange going on at the end of this word.
Give.
That last symbol, the vav with the dot over it, is it a
Oh.
is it a kiyo? Yes. In this case, the yud has a vowel, even though the vowel is not under it, it's next to it. The vav with the dot over it, the whole thing is a vowel. It makes the O sound. So the yud has its own vowel. That means the yud is a consonant. Kiyo.
Kiyo.
Good.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Is it Kabech.
It looks a little bit like a chet, but it has a hole. It has half a leg.
It's not pronounced.
Good. Kaveh. That's right. A hey at the end of a word, if it doesn't have its own vowel,
okay,
is silent.
Kiva.
Excellent.
Kiva.
Same thing, different letters.
Yeah. Ki and has their own vowel. Right? Oh, it's about the V, it has a letter, ba, like the A on the bottom.
The vav has a vowel. It has an ah.
Kiva.
Very close. Look at the vowel underneath the kaf. It's two dots like snake eyes. Snake.
Yeah. K.
Keva. Good.
Keva. Okay.
Excellent. Keva. And Jackie, line 10.
Okay. Po.
Po. Good.
Okay. Po. Po again.
Good.
Po again.
Po again.
And
this third one actually is a Hebrew word. Po means there when it's spelled with a hey.
okay.
There.
and
if we're playing dreidel again, if you're in most of the world, your dreidel is nun gimel hey shin, nes gadol haya sham, a great miracle happened there, sham. If you're in Israel, though, your dreidel, it doesn't have a shin because it's not over there that the miracle happened. If you're in Israel, you say a great miracle happened here, and it's a pei for po.
Okay, so it's po, and then I have poch.
Good.
Pot.
Good.
Well, pot.
Good. Same word, different, same sound, different letters.
Yes. Po, and then you have po.
What's that? Look at that second to last word. What's that vowel underneath the pei?
Oh, yeah. That's P. Yes.
Good.
Yes, P, and then it's again P, PV.
Good. PV. All right. And background. This one hopefully is a little bit more clear. As I said, I'm sort of learning as I go along. So hopefully they're improving slightly. Chris, I think you're up.
This is P. Iha.
Good. So a hey, when it has a vowel, is not silent. So it's piha. Excellent.
And then po.
Po, there's that word again.
Peyot.
Peyot. Those are the, exactly, you got it. Peyot, and this is how it's spelled, are the corners, I don't know how you say peyot in English. They're the curly side locks, I think. Side locks, I think they call them. Just say peyot. Yes, and why do you hear them called payas? So Mirta, you've probably heard payas. Yeah. We talked about the tav has a toe, but if you're speaking with an Ashkenazi accent, just like you have bet and vet with different sounds, you have tav and sav in certain dialects of Hebrew. So if you've heard it in a Yiddish accent, it's not peyot, it's peyos.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Peyos.
Peyot. Okay.
Yiddish also moves the accent from the end to the beginning. So instead of peyot, it becomes peyos. Okay. Same word, exactly. Yeah. All right, keep going.
Okay. Pach.
Pach.
Poneh.
Excellent. And Ingrid, you're on line 2. These are all, by the way, this activity, these are all real words in Hebrew. I won't define all of them, just the interesting ones. Ingrid, I think you're muted.
Okay, there we go. Thank you for that. Let's see. Number 2 is nafal.
Good.
Nefet.
Good. And this one is actually nefet. Usually in Hebrew, the accent is at the, we're not really checking accents. This is just for your own knowledge.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm glad you're correcting.
Usually the accent in Hebrew is at the end of a word when you have when you have 2 of those vowels. That's one of the exceptions where the accent is at the beginning of the word. Okay. So it becomes nefet.
Nefet. Right. The next one is no fail. No
Good.
fail. Nefish. No, nefish. No, nefesh. Oh no, I'm saying that wrong. It's nefesh. Nefesh?
Closer. It's
Nefesh.
and then the accent.
Oh, they're both and nef. I did have it right. It came with nefesh.
And then the accent moves, it becomes nefesh.
Nefesh. Nefesh.
Nefesh means soul or spirit.
Nefesh.
There's a Jewish spiritual folk
Nefesh.
rock group called Nefesh Mountain.
All right.
It means like soul mountain or spirit mountain.
Okay.
You can check them out online. Nefesh. All right, keep going.
The next one is Safak.
Excellent.
Safak.
Fuck. And Mirta, you're on line 3.
Okay. Sok,
Good.
soba,
Yes.
sadok,
There's Tzadok. That's our friend Victor. His Hebrew name is Tzadok.
what that means?
Tzadok is a name. It's related to right or righteousness.
Okay, sadok. Oh, I heard a sadik. No, sadik is another. Okay.
Related, and it's coming up. Spoiler alert.
Sadik. Now.
Tzaddik is a righteous person.
Righteous.
You say, oh, that guy, what a tzaddik.
Okay, sadik.
Tzaddik.
Tzedek.
Yes. And last one.
Is sedek.
Tzedek. Excellent. Tzedek, which means righteousness.
Yeah.
So you can see how you're beginning to see how Hebrew roots, the root word, can take different forms and have different meanings. So you have a name that's related to righteousness.
Sadik.
You have a righteous person, and then you have righteousness.
The action.
Right. This is also related to tzedakah, which means charity
Oh yeah.
or righteous giving. That's how we, if you wanna be pedantic with your definitions,
Okay.
you can say it doesn't really mean charity, it's righteous giving. All right, and Jackie.
I thought we were done. I was like, I don't have to read anymore.
Well, you know, actually, it is after 8:30. I'm going to leave the rest of these activities. I think we've been all the way around a few times. Everybody, I think, has gotten in a fair amount of practice. But we will.
I was going to say that maybe next Thursday, Chris and me may not be here because my brother and his wife and their 2-month-old twins are coming to stay with us, and they're actually arriving that day.
Oh my gosh, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. In that case, let's leave next week off because you and Chris, at least as of right now, are like half the class. So let's take a week off and then we'll be back. Do we have one more before the end of the month?
Yes.
I'm bad at, I should be
The 30th.
better at adding 7 to things.
Yeah, it'd be the 30th.
Zoom is not letting me look at my calendar while Zoom is open. So the 30th, Thursday the 30th.
Yeah,
We'll be
that
back.
works for us. Yes.
So next week, no class. The 30th, yes class.
Okay.
Yes.
But let's take a look quickly at a few words from our tradition. We already talked about tzaddik and tzedek, righteous or righteousness. Chodesh means a month. January 3rd is Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh, is it Shvat already? I think it might be. Or maybe I'm skipping a month in my mind. I might be. And we'll have a Rosh Chodesh book club. I think that's scheduled on the 6th, so it's a little bit after.
Yeah, it's after.
Matzah, or matzah, if you're Israeli, if you're pronouncing it correctly, matzah.
Matzah.
Everybody knows what matzah is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a kippah, which, oh, my kippah, the wind kept blowing my kippah off today. I forgot to put it back on. So the rabbi is not wearing a kippah today. Or if you ever wondered how to spell yarmulke,
Yes.
what's the R doing in there? Why is there an L? There's too many letters in yarmulke.
Uh-huh.
That's like the final, when you become a rabbi, you know, they teach you all this stuff, and then at the very end they say, okay, one more test, one more trial you have to pass, spell yarmulke. And if you can do that, then they let you be a rabbi.
I know how to crochet one.
I think making a yarmulke might be easier than spelling the word. Yarmulke, it's a Yiddish word. Yarmulke is Yiddish. That's why it has an unusual spelling, because it's not an English word. And a shekel,
Money.
in modern Hebrew, now this is an interesting one. In modern Hebrew, shekel is a unit of money, just like we have dollars. If you go a few miles south, you have pesos. You go to Israel, you have shekels. However, a shekel is also an ancient unit that you'll find in biblical passages. We'll talk about shekel. It's a measurement of weight, just like you have a British pound, which is money, but also weight. It's the same thing. A shekel is a unit of weight. All right. That is it for this week. We will see you not next week, but in 2 weeks for lesson 7.
Very nice. Thank you
You're
for your
welcome.
Thank
class.
you.
Was very, very nice. Very
Good.
Yeah.
interesting. I
Glad
like
to hear it. And everybody is getting, it's a little bit easier, a little bit faster each and every week. If you stay with it, it really does work.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
so much.
Good weekend.
You're very welcome.
You too, all of
Everybody.
you.
Good night.
Oh,
Bye, everybody.
Mom, you're going to come sing the Aleph Bet.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Okay, I
Do you
have
need to see the, yeah, okay, good. You've got
I have to have
it.
Debbie Friedman is the one
That's
who
right.
wrote it.
Here, I'm going to stop my screen share and I'm going to stop the recording as well, just for you.
Oh, that's good.
You can come on.
The slow version.